Welcome back to Gmodism. And we are into From the Depth. Let's look at a little slideshow while we talk about what this video is actually about. This video is about the battle carrier. Yes, we are back with the super battle carrier that we made for our army of Gmodism Admiral LCG Canyon. Gmodism. So this is a quite big ship and we need to battle test it, and I have tried to do that. Here we see some footage of the coming battles. However, this particular battle likes a little bit too much, so we will look at the sped up version later instead. In any case, my computer is not powerful enough to do the battle testing, so I've asked for some help in the community. And you can see the builder of the huge, enormous monstrosity to the right. Well, that's the secret advisor. And he builds really big ships. And thus, because he builds ships of these sizes, we thought that he should probably be able to run this battle. Wrong. Seems he builds very big ships, and the Super-Battlecarrier causes some lag too. So what the secret advisor has done is to make a little less laggy version of the Super-Battlecarrier by making it not lift by floatiness anymore, but instead lift with extra propellers and extra engines. So in these battle testings, we will not actually see the proper battle carrier that will actually be put out on the workshop. Instead, we will see a little simplified version, and we cannot showcase the battles with the battle carrier's drones attached. So, unfortunately, in these battle testings, the Super Battle Carrier will not be able to utilize its 16 VTOLs that has some pretty good alpha strike potential, because you can see we are faced now with a completely scary, super silly rain of diff shells, just diff rods raining on us. And in fact, the Super Battle Carrier's VTOLs were actually using diff guns itself to deal some super heavy alpha damage. So in these testings we will only check the battle capacity of the Super Battle Carrier itself, and not with its actual function being a carrier. So that is what it is, but thanks a lot. We just want to send our huge thanks to the secret advisor who recorded and sent us raw footage to look at. So we will begin with checking out the battle with the Megalodon. And we did before do a little battle test with the Bungalow Bills BBS 5th season. And after those tests, we got some help from Nova Galaxy to provide some extra testings too. We saw that we needed to improve the armor around the engine. So that is what we have done. So now the BBS 5th season can't get a lucky one-shot and kill the forwards propulsion, or the main forwards propulsion. And using some feedback we got from Nova Galaxy, we could improve the ship, and now we're looking at the baseline test. And this battle is not fair in any way. Neither of these battles that we're going to look at in this videos is actually safe. Here you can see the Megalodon could actually penetrate, and these are not the original engines. These are some extra engines that the secret advisor had to add in order to give us the upwards propulsion that the ship originally doesn't use. In any case, the Super Battle Carrier With the VTOLs, it costs 6.5 millions. I don't remember what this kind of version costs or how much exactly it costs without the VTOLs, but it is in the ballpark of 6 million cost. And the Megalodon is only a 2 million ship, or not even that, it's almost a 2 million ship. So this is not a fair battle. We're gonna battle it against the Draconia, we're gonna pitch it against the Turtlelord, when we are going to pitch it with the Brenzo's new real build of the Robas Ragnarök. And all of those ships we're going to pitch it against is in the 2 million range, because that's the only sensible battleship sizes. Like the Super-Battlecarrier was an absolutely insanely large build, an insanely costly build that we made for like the top level Patreon in the army of Gmodism, the Admiral level. When I made this level, I didn't know if anyone would ever want to join that level, but of course for those who apparently LCG Canyon wanted to join that, so for that we have to make something very special. And normally what I would do for the Admiral class, that was to build a little fleet, like an array of different ships that can be put together as a battle fleet to like a specific team. But LCG Canyon wanted only one ship, and that meant that okay, we'll need to make a larger ship. We're gonna make a big ass carrier, and that's what we did. So and like an Admiral level class, it helps the channel a lot. So, and of course any level helps me a lot too, because any level in the army of Gmodism Patreon is more than like a month of that is more than I would ever get from a single user using ad revenue. So yeah. In any case, you can see the missiles. We have the vertical launch missiles. They're going down and taking some aim. And the Super-Battlecarrier, I mean, it is built to last. It is built to have some pretty powerful combat performances. But I think we need the next generation computers to be able to even check if to even pitch this against, its own size. I don't know, especially with the VTOLs. That lacks a lot. That's a lot of objects suddenly. Yeah, well anyways, you can see that the Megalodon still has some capability of taking out these missiles coming down here. But not all of them. We have a pretty big array of vertical launch missiles. So what are they gonna do? Cheers, by the way. Yeah, so that's it. Next up, we're going to test it against the Singularity. The Singularity is a normal thing to test. It's an, airbound thruster craft, and it's also around the 2 million mark. And it's one of the stronger ships in the game. And as you might remember, the Super-Battlecarrier utilizes some railguns. We have pure railguns on this ship, and that's mostly because it's cool and less because it's efficient, because rail assisted would be the more efficient thing. But for this we made a pure railgun. So it can be a little bit hard to see when it shoots, because it shoots the shells very fast. And here we have the missile, the turret that fires 3 huge missiles. And the Singularity just spams missile interceptors. So I believe it will be able to slow it down or take it out completely. It's basically a big brick of heavy armor that's floating. That's what it is. Fortunately, we have a lot of railgun shots, and our railgun shells, many of them are sabots. And they will actually, that's the proper counter against, I don't know, basically anything. Sabots are terrible to mix with, no, they're actually not. Sabots are not terrible to mix with chemical shells, because I made one of the best turrets I ever made is my Vigoletta Incorporated Marksman 5, and it uses a Sabot frag shell, and it deals more damage than a Sabot solid warhead body shell. And I did test side by side, and it does more damage, so that's not correct. Just because it puts it down to 25% of the payload, it still may be worth it. In any case, here you can see I have some era there just so you can't one-shot the missiles using a not super large Heshor heat shell. Kinda smart. Yeah, we're gonna release the Super-Battlecarrier in the future, so stay tuned for that. I think we're gonna make a video releasing some stuff, and we're gonna put it out there so anyone with a quite powerful computer is, you know, can play around with it a little bit more, because it's like I don't have a very new computer. Of course I need to get one, and the secret advisor, he sent me his stats to me, and they're not that crazy, but he has 64 gigs of RAM, and that's good. I want that too. So I can afford in the future, I think, I can afford a system that's equivalent to the secret advisors, and then we can like do this stuff ourselves too. That's super cool. But thanks a lot to our advisor for doing some recording for us and sending it, because, you know, and I can't take submissions to battle this thing, unfortunately. Maybe in the future, but not really now, because, you know, I can't, you know, force on him to do like 10 different recordings, and it's just weird. So there we have that. But yeah, in the future we can do some bigger battles. So like a lot of people in our Discord community, if you haven't joined there, you should probably join sometime. But a lot of us don't have the top-notch computers like ever, so if you do, please tell me your FPS when battling with a full Super-Battlecarrier, 6.5 million, 16 drones, and one little detection mecha flying around. Pretty cool, but we can't see all of that in this. But this is better than nothing, don't you think? And the singularity, I don't know. It takes ages to kill this thing. Finally, we seem to reach with our vertical missile array. Coming in here, shape charges, frag, EMP, popping in there, should disable this thing. You can see it's dropping parts. Yeah, there we have it, we're shedding parts. And you might have seen we have started to work on a battle cruiser for Captain Scuba Rocks. And if you also want us to build, or me rather, to build something for you in the future in some AoG theme and stuff like that, you can of course go to Gmodism's Patreon, our Patreon, patreon.com/gmodism, and see what's in it for you there, and see if you wanna join and have me build something for you. The lowest tier is around $5 or equivalent per month, and I'll build something kind of small for that. And yeah, so we won against the Singularity, no big surprise, but you at least can see, well, it has teeth. I don't know why the AI of the Secret Advisors version is called Storm Attack Swarmer, because that's the that's actually the name of the VTOLs. Okay, So here we have Brenzo's Ragnarök rebuild, and you can see he has some super strong lambs. It's not a lot of lambs who can take out... That's not the real guns we shot at him now though. They haven't turned yet, that was some other guns, but he has, in any ways, he has super good lamb systems, they're really impressive. And of course, the Super-Battlecarrier is so enormous that of course we're able to take out a lot of shots there. Here we can see one of the huge missiles, and you see his lambs shot him down midway. I don't know the cost of Brenzo's lambs for that Ragnarök, but I think it's probably one of the most expensive systems on this ship. This is a really strong lamb system. Somehow, but I think it's a charged lamb, you know. I think it's a lamb that gets charged up and has a lot of storage, can take out almost anything. But we shoot 3 huge missiles with a lot of reinforced bodies, so of course he can snipe the first one. But we have an insane battle carrier. It's not even funny. It's completely insane. We have 2 more, and the other 2 get through. And you know, the HMS Ragnarök is. I think the HMS, that's I think that's Swedish ship designation. I think it's His Majesty's ship or something. Hans Majestats. Because if you didn't know, Sweden is a Sweden has a king, and Sweden is officially ruled by the king. Not that he has any power, because it's kind of symbolic. It's weird, but Sweden is weird, so it kind of fits. In any case, yeah, that's some extra stuff added. There we had the amphibious systems. We're just checking some damage here. See if we received some major blows or not. Now, the Super-Battlecarrier also utilizes diff guns, because we can deal a lot of alpha damage with that. We don't rely on diff guns and papier-mâché like the Secret Advisor does in every single ship I've seen him make, but they're still there ain't bad. There ain't bad, that's for sure. Now, if anyone thought HMS Ragnarök challenging Titanslang or Draconia was unfair because this thing is more expensive, well, that's nothing, because this battle is extremely unfair. The Super-Battlecarrier basically has the costs of 3 of these. At least with its drones, it has the cost of like 3 of these. I don't know what the Ragnarök's class is. Is it a battleship? It should be a battleship. In any case, it's trying its best to survive. But as we might imagine, it might have beautifully crafted interiors, but it still has no chance. And here we see the flag systems by Brenzo trying to shoot down the VLM, vertical launch missiles, if that's a new acronym for you. It's trying to shoot those down. Now Brenzo added a lot of kinetic seaways too, but I think that we might not. We can see some of the bullets swishing by. I don't know if you're fast, you can see it. But of course, a lot of them can be taken out, but the complete array is pretty big, so some of them, or most of them, will get through. I don't know what lamps, I don't know how big lamp system you would need to completely be safe from the Super-Battlecarrier, but I guess it's, I guess a system like that would close in on like 1 million of lamps. Now it's gonna be interesting. Will the combined seaway systems be able to know? They're probably a little bit damaged too, so they can't take that out. Beautiful ship, but it's completely outclassed. Literally, a super-battle-carrier of 6 million is outclassing a 2 million battleship. Or should do, at least. And I'm happy I didn't build this bad of a ship. That it gets shot down by a ship that cost a third of what it costs. Now, we will have to say that the super-battle-carrier, it is made to be efficient, but it's not only efficiency. Its main focus is being cool. We should remember that too. If someone makes a 5 million min-max battleship, pitches it against the super-battle-carrier, you know, it's probably gonna win. Or maybe not, but it might, because we're trying to be a little bit cool, while we still try to make it like good. So we're just serving the damage here. You can see that the Ragnarök has some really penetrating shots, and they go through the outer layer too. They are armor-piercing shem, a lot of those shells. Some of the Ragnarök shots is pure kinetic, and the army of Gmodism, one Ryujin Super-Battlecarrier is only relying on full kinetic shells for all its 4 main guns. For the smaller ones, we have some mixed input. We have the Type N autocannon, and it fires 4 different shots. Hesh, heat, armor-piercing frag EMP, and shield disruptors. Now we're gonna pitch the super-battle-carrier against the Draconia. And the Draconia is famous for being very hard to kill, because it just refuses to die. So we shall see how this battle plays out. And if you haven't watched the channel for really, or like since ever, the Draconia is a battleship I built earlier. Very fun little series if you want to see the creation of that. And it costs around 2.8 million. It's perfectly matched in material cost to challenge Borderwise's new Titan slang at that time. So that's why I made it that exact cost. Now the Draconia has some weird additions on it. Like it has a lot of weird extra unnecessary missiles and torpedoes, like that huge one to the left. And that's only because you can see, you can see that huge missile there, it aims for the mast. And this is because I have radar decoys on top of there, very strong radar decoys. And you can see that really saved us here. They aim for the decoy and doesn't deal any damage to us. Super worth it. Always have decoys. Yeah, well, in any case, the Draconia should probably cost 1.5 millions. If we just remove all that unnecessary stuff that is just there to kind of be a little bit closer to the Titan slang to get a better chance. And the ships are kind of equal. You can see that the Draconia's mortars, well, against popular belief, the Draconia's mortars are weak AF, but they are opted for health. And you can see even they can actually get through to the battle carrier. The battle carrier's anti-munition system won't shoot them down in time, so that's pretty cool. And the Draconia is starting to look pretty sad, which is quite understandable because it's meeting a foe that costs like literally 3 times what it costs. But you know, I'm glad we can just showcase this battle a little bit because, well, even though it's a little bit unequal, it's not very easy to find well-crafted, popular 6 million cost ships, so better than nothing, eh? We can see the missile systems on the Draconia and the vertical launch missile systems from the Draconia and the Super-Battlecarrier. They're trying to shoot at each other, and the interceptors are trying to meet them. Here we have a big hole. Wow. And here comes the next one. It seems that this main gun turret has gotten offline somehow. I don't know exactly why, but well. The Super-Battlecarrier also has some mortars actually, but the Super-Battlecarrier's mortars, or the Wanis, it's a Wani class Super-Battlecarrier. It kind of opts for EMP damage more. Those mortars are trying to EMP nuke the enemy. Right, here we got hit by another array of mortars, and you can see they don't have a big payload. They're just there to confuse and drain the lamp systems, if you didn't know that. Well, more huge missiles are incoming against Draconia, and the Draconia, notoriously hard to actually kill, but it's starting to lose its bite. That can be seen. The main gun turret, it hasn't worked in a long time, and the laser seems to be offline too. Yup, indeed. Or, no, half, who knows? Who knows? Another huge one coming in, and... oh, it's aiming for the laser compartment. Ah. Well, Draconia is looking very sad. I want to build a new battleship, by the way. If you don't know it, I don't know when we start that series, but I'm gonna build a battleship and it's gonna beat the Titan Slung, and it's gonna beat the Brensos Ragnarök, and it's going to beat the... I hope it's gonna beat also the BBS 5th season. And I want to try and make it do that with a material disadvantage. So, like being cheaper basically. So, please stay tuned for that. And we're not going to do wood spam diff gun ship. We're going to do a proper not lag ship. Yeah, that's the plan. So stay tuned for that if you haven't already subscribed. Here you can see the missiles reach for each other, and they kind of have a little vertical launch war thing. Very nice. This half turret, it's compartmentalized, the sides are equal, but you can see that somehow the turret has resurrected itself. The Draconia has 4 repair bots. Maybe the EMP mortars from the Super-Battlecarrier kind of nuked it, like, who knows, nuke the weapon computer. Here you can see the vertical launch missile array from the Super-Battlecarrier has been absent against the Draconia for a very long time. I haven't seen anyone hit, and you might wonder what's going on here. Let me tell you. The Super-Battlecarrier tries to shoot, but the Draconia has decoys as well, like missile decoys, and they also have jammers. Well, of course, the Draconia couldn't win that, but man, that took some long ass time to kill. Next up, we're going to spawn in setups. Fantastic artwork. The insane damage Alpha Strike Turtlelord. And the Turtlelord is a very, very strong opponent. I must say, it lags a little bit too, by the way. But I must say, I'm probably most scared against the Turtlelord. The Turtlelord has some scary crams. It does not have anything to speak of some sort of anti-missile missiles or anti-cram defense. It just deals damage, and it deals a lot of damage. And it costs, I think it was 2.2 million, but I might remember wrongly. Now, the Turtlelord wins against the Draconia anytime, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Turtlelord wins against the Brenzo's Ragnarök refit either, because this thing just overwhelms basically any defenses with just a lot of diff rods and cram shells. You can see chunks are flying off. The Turtlelord has some shields, and it should be happy it has some shields, but of course we have 4 railguns and they're all firing kinetic rods, and oh my god, here we can see scary cram shots incoming. And we should probably see what type of damage they do. You can see that went straight for the turret, and man, it peeled off the outer layer of the turret armor. Fortunately for the turret, it has double layer. And there we can see it's trying to shoot down the incoming crams, the missiles, the lambs and everything kind of tries to combine to destroy it. So it's of course weaker when it hits. And that's something you might not know about. Of course you want to destroy incoming projectiles completely if you can, but if you just damage them, they will be weaker. So it's actually worth it to deal some damage. You can see that cram shot would have been really scary if we had damaged it. Here we have the mortars. Haven't seen the mortars from, well, here we have the mortars. So let's follow the mortars and see if these scary boys will be able to deal any damage against the Super-Battlecarrier. The lamb nodes has noticed them and starts to shoot them down. Some interceptors popping here too. Fortunately for us, we can deal with those mortars. But unfortunately for the Turtlelord, it cannot deal with incoming missiles. So here we come. Huge 1, huge 2. And they have some pretty big explosive damage and just removes a chunk. Another little cram blast coming in here. And the lambs keep track of it. You know, Secret Advisor, you can like control tab, I think it, or shift caps lock. Shift's caps lock it is. And you can lock on to incoming projectiles, if you don't know that. I have a tutorial about camera control too, if anyone wants to check it out. It's in the instance. Right. The battle is going on, but of course we probably know who's already going to win. We're gonna check in with the Turtlelord in a little bit. You can see up there the crams keep coming, but they ain't reaching its mark. Here we can see a lot of meat red blocks, and the Turtlelord is starting to become very sad. What can we do? And up there in the air we can see all those interceptors are really trying to deal with those mortars incoming there. And you can see the Turtlelord has some crazy alpha strike potential. Those cram barrages, oh my god, you can see it's damage everywhere. And not a lot of ships can actually damage this thing. You'll need some sophisticated weapons to get through those lamps and missile interceptors and diff Seawiz and normal flak Seawiz and kinetic Seawiz. It has everything. The Super-Battlecarrier, that is. And there you can see the Turtlelord is very sad. Here we have this monstrosity. This is from the Secret Advisor. And this is a wooden, empty husk of a ship. It's papier-mâché, I would call it, and it's just filled with diff guns. That's all it is. This is the Paper Naginata class Frontier, and it is much cheaper, much cheaper than anything it faced. But you can see the meme of this thing. Like, look at this. Oh my god, how can the game even calculate this? Who knows? I don't dare to watch. It's so scary. It's like they know where the AI is. That's the scary part. And there you can see it like removed 3% of this monstrosity. Look, the turrets. What happened? We jinxed ourselves. It did hit the AI compartment. The main weapon systems are now offline. You can see that hole? That's absolutely crazy. The AI got deleted. So yeah. It got a lucky hit. So against this particular ship, we're gonna do a best of 3. So let the Super-Battlecarrier and the Diffgun wooden monstrosity spawn again, and let's see who is the stronger one. See if the LAM systems will be able to deal with this swarm of incoming diff rods. And of course, the Super-Battlecarrier's LAM systems are strong, but these are like a lot of shots. Like, a lot. And there we have it. They just come in and they didn't aim straight for the AI this time. Which is good for us. Another rod rain. These are scary. This is some scary stuff, man. When it's raining rods like that, it's like, oh lord, how is this allowed in the game? Why is there diff guns? Why? And well, it deals a lot of damage, but of course we have a lot of main gun turrets. Wait, we have more than 4. I just incorrectly remembered it's 4. Sorry for saying that all the time. It's like 5. I don't think it's 6. And we have a lot of auxiliary turrets too. And the missile systems, of course. Yeah, it's only 5. It's only 5 main gun turrets. Or only, that's a lot actually. Each of those cost 400,000. They're pure... oh god. The Paper Naginata class is down to 400,000. It cost under $1 million, I think, in the beginning at least. I think it's... Who knows, actually. Well, here we have the monstrosity. You can see all those diff guns popping in there. This is just absolutely crazy. It's raining rods. What's the opposite of hallelujah? Write it in the comments. Yeah. So let's see if our lamp systems or anything can be able to take this out. This is a smaller volley, but it's a lot of them, and the game is slowed down and it doesn't behave the same time ever. Yes. Cheers again, by the way. Here we have an horrible swarm of incoming rods. I think all of these are hash, or they are hash with a secondary attachment of explosive or something like that. Yes, yes. This turret looks a little bit sad, but you can see it actually survived that blast. They're pretty resilient. And each of those railgun turrets costs 500,000 materials. No, 400,000. So they're expensive. And they don't even provide their own power. You'll need to supply that separately. Almost, but you know. And that's a lot incoming. Yeah, this is kind of a little bit... Even on the secret advisor system, this is kind of a little bit of a slideshow. Ooh, poor turret. And then we don't even have the VTOLs popping along here. So if you want a challenge for the computer, download this thing later. We're gonna make a video or something when we post it for download, so keep tuned for that. The paper naginata is extra hollow. It's more hollow than usual. Look at that. It's like a big Swiss cheese. It's like extra Swiss. More holes than cheese. Oh yeah. And it's so thin that some of the missiles actually just go through the bottom. That's kind of crazy. Right. Lots of damage. But of course, finally, it's getting down into the despawning range, and not surprisingly, the Super-Battlecarrier will win this too. Oh, by the way, if you find my voice relaxing and you want more of that, you should probably go to Gmodism Relaxation. It's my other channel, and it's a little bit relaxing gameplay focused. You can check something out there and see if there is something you like, and if you want to make me anything more of a certain topic there, you can indeed tell me. And we might do it. On that note, we have a Twitch. I have been so horribly bad at streaming this week, but I intend to stream almost daily in the future, so if you haven't followed me there, you should probably do that too. And on my GMODIST channel, all of the VODs will pop down, and I think some future tech tutorials will pop down there too. Well, anyways, there we have it. The paper naginata is a little bit sad. We need to, of course, do one more little round. And it's a best of 3, so we'll see. Will the paper naginata be lucky, or will we be lucky? God, that's a lot of rods. That's just absolutely insane. If someone like captures this and reposts it and speed it up to, with a like speed up app to like, I don't know, 8x. Yeah, that would be really... God damn it, I don't remember. It's like sometimes I start saying something I just forget. And that's just because I'm a little bit tired, because I kind of woke up a little bit too early. Man, anyways. Did I say some weird shit in this little recording? If I said some really weird shit, please post it in the comments for me to know, because otherwise I don't know if I said some weird shit. Anyways, cheers again. Yeah. Anyways, the GMODIST channel. You can subscribe there too. Oh my god, that thing got deleted. The big turret, 400k. Oh no. But of course, that's one of many turrets, so it should be absolutely fine, yeah? Because, you know, that's how it is. 86%, it still has 100 plus diff shots to fire at us, so here we see, the sky is turning black of diff rods. If that is not scary for you, you haven't played this game very much. Or, well, you could play this game for 20,000 hours and never leave the missiles, especially now that you can customize your missiles with like funny caps and stuff. We need to do that. I want to make all my missiles pointy, like in Aladdin. Anyways, we haven't played around with that quite yet. But we have played around with diff guns a little bit too much, I feel like. But the secret advisor, you should probably try cram volleys. But they won't be that super not dense. But anyways, of course, we have this beautiful outcome, and that is no surprise. The Super-Battlecarrier is so much more expensive anyways, but man, that's a lot of diff guns popping in there. And it's like nothing left, it's like a papier-mâché husk with a lot of diff guns still on it, having some ammo left. It's only 5 shots I mean. 1 per ammo input and 1 per firing piece for the diff guns. Then they're spent basically, and then they take like more than like 5 minutes to reload sometimes. But anyways, new swarm is coming in here, and what can we do? The LAM system is feebly trying to shoot them down, but what does it do? Not much, of course, but the first battle we were a little bit unlucky, but the second battle we were more lucky, and the third one we were too, so of course the Super-Battlecarrier is stronger than the paper Naginata. Now we're popping into the papier-mâché class super large thing. I think it's quite some bit more expensive, but it's no way near the cost of the Super-Battlecarrier, of course. I think it's like max 2 million. Not exactly sure how much the the papier-mâché class thing costs, but you can see it's not at all in the same ballpark as the hollow wood class, but it is very big, probably ish 2 million, I would suspect. That means diff guns are raining, and in this little last battle we actually sped up the time in order for us to enjoy it a little bit better. So hopefully you do enjoy this a little bit better thanks to that. But man, that has been a lot of battles, and hopefully you have seen the Super-Battlecarrier in some action then. You can see it's very sad getting shot at like that, and that kind of makes sense. But in any way, if you want to support the channel, please go to my homepage gmodism.com, and we have /support, and you can see where you can buy some merch, donate, just, I don't know, share our videos and like them to make sure they get better streams. Like a lot of ways to do some support. In any case, here you see it, very sad. Super-Battlecarrier met its maker. but that is me, very weird. Anyways, big battles, hope you enjoyed it, and this thing we can't beat, I would want to see something like that against Brenzo's Super-Battlecarrier, Brenzo's Ragnarök rebuild battleship thing. Well, anyways, I'm sorry for being weird today. I'm just very, very tired. I didn't sleep too much, but it's fun to see this thing get battle tested, and now we can officially go through with a future video having a little release. So thanks a lot for tuning in, and extra thanks to LCG Canyon Admiral, who has supported the channel so much, and is also not even only that, but a stellar GMODIST, so our top level YouTube member. Well, in the case, thanks a lot for tuning in. I'll see you next time. This is Gmodism, and we're signing out.